You see this? You see this right here? This represents that I'm stupid as fuck. And I know I'm not entirely benoing this method. I know I'm frog or something here. But but ignoring that, yeah, no, I'm stupid. I'm really stupid. So today we're going on a journey to figure out why I'm so stupid. AKA back to where I went the other day. Because in my stupidity, I need to find more of these resources in order to build the thing we had to put there. And so, the thing we're gonna talk about today is going to be something interesting. And I decided that I want to talk about the new Malcolm in the Middle show. Hold on, I'm forgetting my stuff. Oh, the song. Lovely. But yeah, I watched the new Malcolm in the Middle show. The life still unfair. Life still life is still unfair. God, I can't speak. I like it when he confesses that he likes this mess that he's making. I don't have enough obsidian for this. So, may need to go get some. But the show was out, and it's a 4-episode little special thing. It's a 4-episode little special thing about, you know, just kind of a reunion for like the Malcolm in the Middle cast, I suppose. It doesn't seem too bad. This is quite a bit far away, and more far than I expected it to be. So I watched Malcolm in the Middle a while ago, and I did that whole video in my in my channel that you may remember. The one where I like ranked every episode. And so we got this new show, and I can't deny it. I kind of wanted this new show to have more episodes, because I watched it and I thought it was really good. I really liked it. So yeah, it was a little bit disappointing that there's no more episodes, but at the same time, it's kind of fine. It's kind of fine. I don't think there's just any problem with it. Oh. Well. But I do kind of wish they had gone for like the rest of the episodes. Because I don't know. I think it would have been pretty good. It feels a little rushed and a little short. And it's like, oh, I wish they could have dedicated a tiny bit more time to these characters, right? You're introducing like Malcolm from Malcolm in the Middle. I forgot my flint and steel, didn't I? Then I don't have any flint. But yeah, you're introducing all of these pieces about Malcolm's life. And it's like, not gonna do anything with that, I guess. Okay. It just feels kind of whatever that they're not addressing stuff that they should have addressed it. But I don't think it was like bad or anything. Mike. It's just short. It was just short and a little bit underwhelming because of that. But I think I mostly say that just because, yeah, I really dug a lot of what happens in the story, right? So TLDR, the story, after the events of the old show, turns out Malcolm in the Middle, Malcolm, you know, the titular Malcolm, has basically hidden himself and his personal life away from his family. And it's kind of, it is kind of a pretty good, like, reminder of what worked about the original show, in a sense. Because what happens in this show is that Mr. You know, you get this whole thing where, of course, eventually Lois discovers that Malcolm has his whole entire family, like outside of his normal family, his like child and girlfriend and shit. And at this discovery, Malcolm kind of sort of has to deal with like going back to his parents, which are, you know, the fun characters that we know and love from the old show. And I mean, that premise is actually really good. I really like that idea of the premise because it's like, oh, he also hid himself from us, the audience. So it makes sense that he has all these big reveals to show us, and we can exactly get angry at that, right? It's like because we're not we don't have stakes in this story, but the characters do, and so that's like a really good framing device. I think they absolutely cooked with the framing device there. Oh, oh, I can't select the crafting table because I'm pressing W and Q. And it has that thing to protect people from slamming their keyboard, which I don't care about. You think I slam my keyboard? Never on purpose. Wait, is that the point? Okay. Um. So from then on, the show just ends up being like a basically a quick catch up with like what happened with the characters. It kind of leads off the whole thing that the show didn't entirely finish up. Like, explaining what was Lois's objective with Malcolm and why was she the way she was. Because a lot of the times you get that, right? Where in the show it's not entirely clear at the end that Lois's wish is obviously not for Malcolm to become the president. She just wants to give him pressure to like make him be great and shit. And you know what? It does make kind of a bit of sense that like this new series wants to clear that up because obviously Malcolm was not becoming president. Everybody knew that. And it does leave like the end of the show, the original show, does leave a little bit of a sour taste. Hold on. Do I have my shovel here? Give me. Give me. Super shovel. The end of the show is a little bit of a wet blanket sometimes. Because you do finish it and you think to yourself, wow, that was a weird message. I'm not sure I like that message. Wow, amazing that I just did that for nothing. Guy who does that for nothing. I don't know. I find it quite interesting uh, to finish up the show in the reboot, like with a little bit of a, haha, the old message? Well, we're clearing it up further because some of y'all are stupid and have no reading comprehension, which I guess could extend to me a little bit sometimes. But then the actual contents of the show were awesome. And I absolutely think it's like one of the better like returns. Like it's not even a reboot, it's just like a short reunion show. And I think as a short reunion show, it works super well. So the only one who didn't make it back for this season is whoever was acting Dewey, which yeah, I think you can't blame him. Oh, hold on. I think we gotta take a turn here. Do we? Yeah, we kinda do. Definitely the Dewey actor is like kind of real, and I respect him for not returning. They've had to find someone else to play Dewey this time. And you know what? I don't think that's bad. I don't think it's bad to have someone else play Dewey, considering, you know, apparently Dewey, the guy who acted Dewey, didn't have the best time while, doing Malcolm in the Middle. So it's kind of okay if Bro doesn't want to come back. I say kind of, no, it's 100% okay. It makes sense. Stardom is a little bit it's a little bit of a silly creature. And thus, you just get most of the cast returning, but everyone else, they came back, they probably got a nice old paycheck. And you know what? That's good. Especially because, again, this is not a bad reboot for as short as it was. I think some of the people in this one are doing an incredible job. Like, of course, Bryan Cranston is not. Stop with the fucking rain! It rains all the time in this world. There's our objective. Did you see it? Did you see it? Bryan Cranston just. I mean, he's fine. He's fine. He do be fine. I don't dislike Bryan Cranston in this show. I like him actually. I'll say that. I'm getting distracted. I need to rethink what I'm about to say. I didn't find a single lava pond in the entire thing, and I was gonna be night, and I don't want to be here at night because I don't like the pale garden. The pale garden is the lame garden sometimes, you know. But we collect the wood, we collect some saplings, and we leave. Is pretty much all we want to do here. I should also get some pale moss, shouldn't I? Lots of things to do. I was saying that I find Bryan Cranston to be a weird situation because between the creation of Malcolm in the Middle and, Breaking Bad, stuff happened. And now we're in like breaking, like a post Breaking Bad universe. And the thing about Breaking Bad is that, like, bro, Bryan Cranston in that show kind of made his entire career. Everybody knows that he acts insane in Breaking Bad. So it was absolutely neat to see him return to like the character of Dead from this show, whose name I forgot. I forgot his name. What was his name? He's gotta have a cool name, right? I'm such a yapper for someone who doesn't know what his name was. What was his name? Hal. His name is Hall. Like Holler. A horrible comparison. But yeah, Mr. Hall. Um, man, I like seeing Bryan Cranston in this role, and yet, you kind of can't deny it if you watch the show. Yeah, Bryan Cranston is not doing his best role here. I think that's because Hal's supposed to be a silly character, so you can't, like, of course, have him act like he usually does, right? Bryan Cranston, very versatile guy, so for this character, it wouldn't be right if he was like overacting it or acting it like accordingly. Hal is just that kind of character that's just kind of a silly little fella. He does some weird shit, and you enjoy watching it. And it's acted by Bryan Cranston, who turns out is a really good actor. But for the purpose of the like show itself, man, I don't think you need a Bryan Cranston, you know? Like anyone could have acted as Hal. So it's kind of an honor to have a performance by Bryan Cranston when he doesn't really have to act that he's most powerful. Act that is most powerful. Ha ha ha. I think the person who takes the cake in that scenario is Malcolm. Damn, Malcolm in this scenario. Ooh, that looks pretty. Ooh, that looks pretty. Hold on. Oh, that's. Oh, I love that. I love the colors here. Ooh. Ah! I should turn off the data pack. Yeah, Frankie is killing it. Frankie, actor for Malcolm, he's doing a ridiculously good job with his acting as in this show. It's gonna be nighttime now, and there's gonna be the weird wood fellas appearing, and I don't like the wood fellas. So, I mean, I'm on the outskirts. I'm looking for a lava thing, but the only lava thing is there. So I may have to come back here to actually collect the stuff in due time. But yeah, the actor for Malcolm absolutely kills it with the acting. There's a scene near the end of the show. Near the end of... I'm just talking about 4 episodes. They're kind of neatly packed. But yeah, there's a whole episode at the end where he's like discussing and fighting with Lois a little. And there's a part where he gets really angry, and that part is wonderfully acted. And I was just sitting there to myself, wow, it's crazy that a production with Bryan Cranston doesn't have Bryan Cranston being the best actor. But it makes sense. I mean, it's not the first time that's happened. Don't give the guy a leading role. Of course, he's not gonna act like he's got the leading role, you know? We do exist in the universe where he is now kind of becoming part of Wes Anderson's like main cast of people. This is where the Nether portal's supposed to go, but I don't have obsidian. Now I could... Ow! Where's the kid? Alright. I mean, I could try going down here and see if I find some lava. Fortune? Where's my fortune? Fortune. Again, I guess this is sort of like glazing Bryan Cranston, but trying to glaze other people while glazing Bryan Cranston without making it sound like I think Bryan Cranston's a bad actor or something. What are you guys doing? You are aware I have like a pretty good set of shit, right? You guys haven't getting very far with that strategy. It's all flooded, isn't it? It's all flooded and annoying to traverse, isn't it? And of course there's gotta be no lava. It's all flooded and annoying to traverse. Is this fish white because of the pale garden? Or is that just a coin kidding? There's a dead end. I thought this was gonna be a cooler cave. It's a dead end. No another portal for me. I'm gonna have to go back the manual way. And you guys are maybe gonna see that. But in the next video. What else is there to say about this show? Yes, well, the thing I wanted to get to with all the praising Bryan Cranston, which I almost forgot because I stopped praising Bryan Cranston because I'm stupid. Nah, just because I forgot. It's the whole thing. There's a whole arc in this where I don't know what he does, but he does some drug. Yes, Hal, the character, does some drug. I think it's ayahuasca. I'm pretty sure it's ayahuasca. And he goes on an ayahuasca trip. And that shit's like Twin Peaks as fuck. So I guess I wanted to mention that I also really like that. As well as just the idea of, you know, just having the full-on return of everybody into the show. So I think it's a really good reboot. I had a lot of fun with it. And I hope you had a lot of fun with my description of it as well. Definitely wouldn't mind if they did another season or two of Life Still Unfair. Even if it was just a bunch of like every episode was just a 4-episode mini arc about one of the children, right? Like, oh, one episode mini arc about like 4-episode mini arc about what happened to Reese and now what's up with Reese? He doesn't cook in here. He's like working as an influencer using Hall to like get himself a little bit more audience. He's like, what happened to his whole chef thing? Is he gonna become a good chef? Does he still cook? Is he still into that shit? Has he gotten good at new stuff? Is he learning new stuff? And you know, you give me a whole arc about that. And lo and behold, you keep going with like a little arc about maybe Reese, and then maybe you can intertwine an arc about the parents in between all that by just being cool and clever about it. It's like, you know what? I'd be down for more life still being unfair. And now I'm on a trip. Hey, you guys remember this boat? You guys remember this boat? I had to come back. They keep making me come back. And now I have no obsidian to go again. Probably gonna have to come back at some point. And I'm gonna have to use obsidian. And it's gonna be boring and lame. And I'm gonna hate it. Alright. That's it for today. See y'all